So it looks like Bryshere Gray will be taking a break from all the X-rated content and cheek-spreading videos he has been posting for us on X to finally address exactly what he went through with some of the industry's most powerful people. Well, a lot of people are not shocked about the names of people who are supposedly worse than Will Smith that have been dropped. They are just surprised that it's taken this long for them to be called out. And I'm talking about people like Charlie Mack, Lee Daniels, and allegedly even Diddy, who has a freak-off tape of Bryshere.
They trying to sleep him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Chow, the day of reckoning is finally here with us. Okay guys, Will Smith has been on our radar recently because of a lawsuit that was filed by Brian King Joseph, alleging that Will Smith had been priming him for exploitation since meeting in November 2024, given they began spending additional time alone in the months before the tour. Joseph claimed Will Smith at one point commented, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." And based on what he said, it was not an isolated comment. There were others.
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon,
He also talked about an incident in which he alleged tour management suspiciously lost his bag, which included his room key, and said that the sequence of events and circumstances of the hotel intrusion all point to a pattern of HRED behavior rather than an isolated incident. Brian also claimed that he returned to his hotel room to find someone had entered and left an intimate message, wipes, a beer bottle, HIV medication with another person's name on it, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to another person. Apparently, there was also a note that read, "Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us, Stone F." Basically, he interpreted that as a warning that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in intimate acts with him. He also said he reported the situation to hotel security as well as tour management, who accused him of lying and blamed him for the incident, and then he said he was fired days later, though management told him the tour was moving in a different direction. However, another violinist was quickly hired in his place, which he claimed was proof he was not fired for pretextual reasons, and Will Smith was involved. Apparently, this lawsuit and the many other allegations that have been coming up about Will Smith is what motivated Bryshere to finally speak his truth and reveal exactly what he went through when he joined the industry. Now, we know that Bryshere made his debut on Empire as Hakeem Lyon, the youngest son of Lucius Lyon, played by Terrence Howard, and Cookie, played by Taraji P. Henson. About how he landed the role, Bryshere told Vibe magazine in 2015, "I was doing my thing. I was living in Philadelphia and rapping. I was doing a lot of shows all over my city and performing out on the street. I just wanted people to hear me. I was just so eager and ambitious. If I wrote a song that night, I was going to perform it to the world, and that's what I did. So I met my manager, Charlie Mack, who is like Will Smith's best friend, and he gave me the audition." Guys, I want you to keep in mind how Bryshere said that Charlie Mack was like Will Smith's best friend, because allegedly, they were both involved in ruining that boy's life. So after that, Bryshere did a video audition for Lee Daniels, and he loved it. He sent him to LA, where he auditioned with Taraji and Terrence, because they were doing their Empire auditions for Lee too, and they got to do it together. Again, I want you to also mark Lee Daniels, because he's also been mentioned as one of the powerful people who took advantage of Bryshere, allegedly. See, the thing is, all these people who took Bryshere under their wings are the very same people who were allegedly doing the nastiest things to him. And someone like Jaguar Wright has been saying for years that young men have left Will and Jada's house screaming to get away from their mentorship. And one of these men was Bryshere Gray.
And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them and their mentorship. Meek Mills.
Actually, when Jaguar was exposing Will Smith for hosting parties with young men, she also dropped the bomb on Dwayne Wade for also being a part of this club. Jaguar said that she spoke to a number of artists that got invited to a party at Dwayne Wade's house, and she said that they told her everything was cool up front, but when they went to the back, there was a bunch of old dudes taking advantage of younger guys at the party.
Bryshere Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
And that was they kids' friend.
Then more recently, Jaguar said that Will Smith was aware that young men in his care, including Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, and his own son, Jaden Smith, were allegedly being taken to Diddy to be turned out. Well, Jaguar also said that Bryshere's own mom was the one who sold him to industry elites like Charlie Mack, Will Smith, and Diddy. And there's even allegedly a tape that exists of Bryshere being compromised with Justin and Jaden present. Apparently, the tapes that are taken at such parties are used as insurance to ensure that as these young stars grow into powerful men, they can never turn against the handlers who control the industry. Okay, when it comes to Lee Daniels, there's this Breakfast Club interview where he made some pretty uncomfortable remarks about Bryshere. First of all, Lee Daniels talked about spending too much time with Bryshere and his son not liking it. Then, people said that the way he clapped his hands in a spanking motion while saying, "Yaz, Yaz, Yaz," in reference to Bryshere, was terribly unsettling.
Talking about me, I gotta talk about Yaz too. Flip it over to Yaz. Yaz.
You don't get to talk to me too much,
Yaz. You don't talk to me too much?
Actually, people have always pointed out that Bryshere always looked so uncomfortable around Lee. And given everything that has been said, it apparently all makes sense. Child, you know, maybe all the trauma is why Bryshere is always in some sort of legal trouble since he left Empire. Like in November 2022, Bryshere was arrested for going against his probation, and this was after a series of other arrests. Cops were called by a woman, claiming that she was dating him, and she told the officer that his behavior was escalating and she was concerned for her safety. The woman also claimed that Bryshere threw a box of food at her, pulled her hair, and she also told cops about other instances where he'd shout at her. And it wasn't just that, by the way, because the cops said that he had multiple run-ins with law enforcement, including a domestic-related disturbance call just the previous month. Bryshere apparently failed to inform his probation officer about those incidents, which is why he was hit with a probation violation, and a judge signed a warrant and he was arrested. In addition, there was another lawsuit from Bryshere's landlords who said that they rented him a condo inside their 4-unit Chicago complex, and they claimed that, among other things, Bryshere left his dog inside the condo for extended periods of time. They claimed the dog was left unattended in common areas in the complex and urinated and defecated all over the place, which significantly damaged the hardwood floors, stairs, and other parts of the property. Apparently, Bryshere also jumped in and out of windows, clogged the toilets by flushing down condoms, smoked pot in the place when smoking was not allowed under the lease, and engaged in unsanitary activity. There have also been other numerous cases when it comes to Bryshere, and now people are saying that they understand that the trauma of being forced to participate in the freak-offs may have scarred him too deeply. Well, allegedly, Bryshere is done playing nice, and if word on the street is anything to go by, he is already gearing up to drop the names of everyone who took advantage of him. Actually, there was already an allegation that Bryshere had filed a lawsuit claiming that Will Smith and Diddy conspired to sabotage his career and reputation, and that they owe him $50 million in damages. The lawsuit, which was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, alleged that Will Smith and Diddy were jealous of Bryshere's success and talent, and that they used their influence and connections to spread false rumors about him, blacklist him from projects, and interfere with his contracts after using him. Based on the lawsuit that was allegedly filed, Bryshere was a target of a malicious and coordinated campaign by Will Smith and Diddy, who he called two of the most powerful and vindictive men in Hollywood. The allegation was that Bryshere had evidence to prove his claims, and that he was seeking justice and compensation for the harm done to his career and reputation. The alleged lawsuit also accused the two of them of orchestrating Bryshere's arrest in 2020, when he was charged with DV after allegedly choking his wife and refusing to cooperate with the police. For those who recall, during the arrest, a SWAT team and crisis negotiations team had to be called in to assist, and they eventually took Bryshere in for for questioning. Allegedly, this whole situation was orchestrated and leaked by the people who were mentoring Bryshere because it was important for them to make Bryshere look crazy and discredit anything he may have said about them. However, with everything that has been said about what happened to Bryshere and the already existing allegations, it looks like Bryshere can finally tell his truth without looking crazy. I've even heard that he is also working with the FBI, because some of the things that were done to him are federal offenses. I mean, I'm personally looking forward to what these could be. But meanwhile, let me know who else you think was involved with Bryshere in the comments section below.